I didn't know I could live stream with my phone straight up and down. Wait, I need a filter so that I look cool. No, red, gray. Yeah, gray because then it blocks out the gray in my hair. Let's see if I can find a cool way to put this on the steering wheel. Like that. Will it balance? Like that. No one's here yet, so I can play around with it. Can I turn it this way? Nope. It's stuck this way. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me? Oh, there's no one here. Never mind. Hi, people who just showed up. Can you hear me? I'm not 100% sure if I got the audio going through my car or not. Uh, all chats. No chats yet. Anyways, this is our Monday live stream while I'm sitting here waiting for the kids to finish with their swim practice in my wife's car today. So, yay, everybody! If you're here and you want to be known, please say something across the bottom and let me say hi to you. Say hello, everybody. How's it going? Maybe I should put my headphones in, and you can hear me a little bit better because I feel like my finger's on the microphone. What if I did that? Does that work? How about that? No. Thanks for the one thumbs up so far. We have been running for 1 minute and 54 seconds, and I am live streaming from my car, waiting for my kids, and wearing my Just for Show Rux t-shirt. One of the very first t-shirts I ever got from a vendor over in Florida. Anyways, so how's everybody doing? I did get to do a little bit of quick riding this weekend. My kids had a swim meet, so I was pretty much stuck doing that. And then after we were done with that, I got really tired. And I went in the garage and I finished 2 videos. I finished a CBR 650R quick shifter video, which I'm very proud of. I like that video. And yay! Godspeed finally made it. I think this is the 3rd try, or 3rd one that you've said. Godspeed is a channel member. If you notice next to his name, there's a green newbie icon on there. I haven't made my own icons yet, but eventually there will be my own icons in there. But not right now. I haven't got to it yet, and I don't exactly know how I'm going to make that because I am not a graphic artist. So, also, I got started on, hey, what's up, Corn Pap? He also is a channel member, but if you look next to his name, he has the red one, or the maroonish red one, and that means he's been a channel member for over a year, which, if you ask me, is a long time to be a channel member, as far as I'm concerned. And thank you very much for your patronage. I used to use Patreon, but Patreon, I don't know, it's not built in, so it's all disconnected, and I just don't like it. Some people like it better, and I don't really like it that much. Wow, we got some people in here already. We got 8 people with 2 thumbs up already. Corn Pap said thumbs up. I'm very happy. As a matter of fact, the next build series that we have coming in, or not really a build series, Corn Pap influenced. Remember the Daisy Ruckus? The Daisy Ruckus is now currently on the bike stand and being somewhat dismantled. And the series is going to be called Reviving a Neglected Ruckus. So it should serve as a video for if you have a neglected ruckus, kind of where to look and how to get it running again. I mean, it's in my garage. I ran out of things to build because I did the Zuma build, and there wasn't really much left in my garage that needed to be built. And I'm not willing to take something apart that doesn't need to be taken apart, that I don't have parts for yet. So yeah, we're going to do a little bit of an update on the Brother Ruckus. He actually got it. Can you believe it? He welded that whole rear frame, put it all together, like zip tied lights and all the other parts on top of it. Uh, went got it inspected, which they inspected it as a moped, which is weird to me. And then got a title for it and a plate. So it's like literally street legal right now. So if we wanted to, we could go riding around on ruckuses to do a little bit of testing on that rear frame. Another thing in the news, pretty soon, or not pretty soon, but eventually we will have a 3x3 by 6 foot tall powder coat oven. And I may think about changing my ruckus frame color. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have a drawing. Grumman with Rob, what's up? Small engine velocity needs to be the name of your performance shop. I just bought the. Oh, you bought the ADV 150? I hardly ride my Grom because. So hey, I got the my 158 Zuma, so we should ride around. And I'm telling you right now, it's a blast too, isn't it? Like you gotta admit it. Like you can corner on that sucker. If it's anything built like the Zuma, which I'm pretty sure it is, judging by the looks, like you can corner on it. Like it's crazy how much you can lean that thing over. Unfortunately, my daughter leaned it over and then dropped it. That's why I have a whole bunch of new plastics in the garage right now. I ordered all these plastics for the Zuma, and they're super cheap, like 15, 20, 25, 30, $8 pieces. But then I look at how hard it is to install. I got like dismantle the whole front of the bike just to get those plastic pieces off, and I'm not really looking forward to it. There's a lot of little pieces I got to take apart and put together. Anyways, we got 4 thumbs up. We have been running for 7 minutes. I'm not going to pay attention to the number of people that are here right now because the last time we did a live stream, that number was very incorrect. I also hooked up a battery on here so that my phone will stay running for more than 30 minutes this time. And this is going to be a regular thing now for the foreseeable future in the summer. As my kids are in swim practice, Mondays is going to be the day that I'm going to try to find time to do live streams in the evenings when they do swim practice. Because it's going to be what? Hey, 12 on. Thumbs up to you too, bud. I'm going to see if I can do a fist bump on that. Oh, it disappeared. I really want to see that ADV 150. I really want to do a review on it. Are you in Houston? Can you ride the Zuma and I'll ride the ADV 150 and we'll do like a review and walk around on it and stuff like that because I really want to try it. Right now, as it stands, I have a Honda Ruckus and my CBR is a Honda. I wanted to get a Honda, what's it called, Navi, but people keep telling me not to do it, but I kind of want to do it. And an ADV would make a perfect replacement for the Zuma if I was going to replace the Zuma and then just have a full Honda shop in my garage. And then people are asking me lots of questions like, well, what happened to the China bikes? What happened to the China bikes? Well, LaFawn wants the China bikes back, and my only other China bike was the KPR 200 and, the KP Mini, and I traded that for a Ninja 650R, which I regret now. Yeah, see, he said no. I don't know why I wanted one. I guess because there's so much excitement around it. It's so cheap, and everybody, no one has like really good super speed mods yet. But I thought it'd be cool. Anyways, yeah, see, carb complaints. Like, give me some examples of some carb complaints on the Quasi Motard in Houston has had a Navi giveaway. Lumpia? Did I say lumpia in Texas? Like lumpia, like the food? I don't know who Quasi Motard is, but it'd be cool to meet some other moto vloggers, I suppose, in Houston. Be kind of cool. Yeah, Olympia in Texas. All right. You know, when I was a kid and my parents would make me, they would make Filipino food. I was such a brat that I would complain, and I ate a lot of Totino's little pizzas when I was a kid, or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because I wouldn't eat the Filipino food. Of course, when I got older, my parents were like, "This is ridiculous. You need to eat what we make you." And then my brothers both love to eat Filipino food, and I never really acquired too much of a taste for it, which is disappointing. I remember I went to the Philippines and we landed, and I wouldn't eat anything, and my blood sugar dropped so low that they went and the housekeepers went and bought potatoes and sliced them up and fried them and literally made me French fries for like lunch and dinner, sometimes for breakfast. I'm a baby. I'm sorry. I feel embarrassed telling that story, but you know, it's the truth. It really happened. I was a total baby about eating Filipino food. And now that my kids are here and older, I wish they got to eat Filipino food. But anyone got anything cool? I heard about an ADV 150. I want to ride it someday. I heard about car problems in the Navi. I'd like a little bit of detail as far as car problems with the Navi because that would be interesting to know what those car problems are. Um, if that Navi was fuel injected, I would buy one right now. Quasi is why I bought the ADV. He did. Oh no, how do I? He did a great in-length review. They come from the factory with carb issues. What are those issues? Like the jets are getting clogged, the carb doesn't work well. Um, like an aftermarket carb would work. You know, now that I think about it, is it water cooled like the Ruckus? Uh, I mean, the Ruckus costs so much more than a Navi, and kind of makes you wonder how. Well, I mean, of course, the Ruckus is super popular. Quasi is the. That's why I need to buy one and test it out. I'd like to ride one first before I put the money into it. Uh, everything makes me want to go look for some more China bikes and try them out. Just in case you're wondering, I hit up Venom Motorsports again to see if there was another sponsorship, and we've been talking about a couple of bikes that they have that they want to promote. So I thought it'd be cool. Put my name in the hat just in case. I don't know if you guys remember the Venom X20 something. No, the GT 250 automatic street bike. It was basically just a clone of a Honda 250 scooter motor uh, slapped onto a on a motorcycle frame with fairings all over it. Like when you look where the motor usually is, it's just like this giant void, which was kind of cool because you could put all sorts of junk in there. You could put some speakers or you could put some whatever. Yeah, I watched that with Scooter Swap Shop, and they were talking about how you can get more speed out of it instantly with just putting in what's it called? Just putting in some sliders in the CVT. Um, the only China bike I would get is the Ice Bear Champion one. That's that Honda clone, right? Right now, they could give me anything uh, because I ran out of stuff to build, and my daughter's graduating from high school, and she has prom and graduation. She's going off to school over in Oklahoma. She has to move. I just got her, I just registered and got a car ready for her and everything like that. As a matter of fact, yesterday she blew both right side tires on her car, so that was exciting. But that's expensive, so I've been pouring all my money into that. I've been taking my YouTube money that I make from YouTube and the sales from smallenginevelocity.com. If you want to buy a t-shirt or something, smallenginevelocity.com, or one of my little custom made parts for the Honda Ruckus, you can check it out there. But I've been keeping that separately and been saving it slowly, and I haven't really decided. I need more parts to do, mods and stuff like that. But then I thought, hey, what could I do? Hey, look, Casey Lynn's here. What could I do that I could build? Because, I love to build parts. Casey Lynn also is a channel member. If you look next to his name, you can see the little red thingamabob. He's been a member with the channel for a bazillion years, and been a loyal viewer for a really long time. And I really appreciate the support. So I think he is going to the small bore rally. He has also a 158cc Zuma, which, by the way, is the absolute best mod I've ever put on a scooter in my entire life. And it turned the Zuma from a fun scooter into an incredibly fun scooter. I wonder if there's something like that for the ADV 150, the Honda ADV 150. Everybody, we have been running for 60 minutes. Thank you for the 5 thumbs up. We got several channel members in here so far. We have Filipino Lumpia in Texas. Godspeed, which is one of our newest channel members. He missed out on the last 2 live streams, but managed to make this one. There's a little bit of coordination in there, so that worked out well. I saw 12 on with a thumbs up. Didn't say much after that. And Grumman with Rob is the one with the ADV 150, which I really want to ride. Godspeed said, looking for a Navi. I'm also a sponsor for the Small Boy Rally. I think he means Small Bore Rally. Awesome. Cool. And then Ron said, I'm sorry, it looks like 12. The 1 and the 2 kind of make an R, and it kind of looks like Ron, but it's 12 on. Thank you for saying something again. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. So here's another question that I want to ask everybody who's here right now, and anybody who can respond. I didn't know that I could make the live stream vertical on here. I like it much better because I can hold the phone easier. As I walk around, I could probably live stream that way. I'm probably about to get out of the car and just walk around on the outside and then look like a crazy person talking phone. But do you like it better this way for the Monday lives, or do you think it would look better if I kept it sideways? Hey, Steven Shamoon just got a new Navi, and I love it. Okay, so let's get a little bit of context on here. Have you ever ridden a bike before? And if you have, what other bikes have you ridden before? Before you got the Navi, or while you have the Navi? Because I'm telling you right now, when I first rode the my first bike, I had no context, so I thought it was the greatest bike in the world, and come to find out it wasn't really the greatest bike in the world, but I still do wish I had it. But that was the one where I was going to die, and I quit riding motorcycles for a good while, a long while. There's a lot of people that I know that have Ruckus channels that converted or created new channels and now call them Navi channels. And the guy that found my house to take a picture with me, he was riding a Navi. He offered for me to ride it, but I don't know how a way to get a hold of him, so I didn't get a chance to ride it around, which, excuse me, I would have loved to. Mr. Betonator! 2 live streams in a row, I believe, Mr. Betonator. There's lots of people here who have 2 live streams in a row. I didn't know that people would like it so much. I'm doing pretty good. Like I said, I'm sitting here waiting for my kids to finish swim practice. We made the choice to have my son swim for his middle school, swim for the neighborhood swim team, and then the year-round competitive swim. And then we also added my youngest son into the neighborhood swim. And now, ooh, look, there's a plane. Can you see it flying up there? Up there. So now that's between now and the end of June. End of June? No, the end of July. I'll be doing this. So, like I said, the live streams will continue on Monday for the foreseeable future. If for some reason there doesn't happen to be a swim practice, then we'll just be doing this in the garage from the iPad. I didn't realize streaming from my phone and from my iPad would be so easy and convenient. Before I was using OBS with my camera and setting it up and trying to get the greatest quality that I could do and all that stuff. And really, in the end, if I just do it this way, I get to talk to people, and it literally makes my week better because I get to hang out with everybody from the channel. Let's see. What was I going to talk about next? Oh, yeah, just for those of you that didn't just showed up, the next build series after I finish the last episode of the Zuma, which, by the way, what did you guys think about that speed test with the Zuma? I didn't think I was gonna. Everyone keeps telling me with the Zuma, you'll go the same speed, but you'll just get there faster. With the just sliders in there, 9 gram, I was able to get it to 68. And I don't know if that was a downhill or not. That area is pretty flat, so I'm pretty sure it was pretty flat. I'm listening while painting a bathroom. We'll paint that bathroom. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, crap. So for one of my wife's Christmas presents, I bought her a giant paintbrush, like one of those roller things with a stick and all that stuff. And I told her I owe her to paint 2 bedrooms, and she reminded me last week that I have to do it. Oh wow, Steven. Thanks, Cornpap. I really enjoyed making that video. I really wanted to get on the freeway, but I didn't. But Steven, who just said that he got Navi, says he loves it, and I wanted to get a little bit of some context as far as what he's ridden before, and he's got a very good arrangement of things here. He says Ninja 400, which is like a 54 horsepower parallel twin, or is it a 4? I think it's a parallel twin. Incredibly fast for a 400. That's what I have to say. It's the fastest Ninja sub 400 sub that they make. A Harley Ultra Classic, which that sounds ultra easy to ride. That's one thing about Harleys. I noticed those people can get on those bikes and they can ride for like a bazillion years across like miles and miles and miles. I get on my SV650 or my CBR 650. I have to stop like every hour or two just so that I could survive. So my butt doesn't feel like it's about to break off. And then he has a Vino 125. A Vino 125 is pretty much the same thing. It depends on the year, but you could do a 158 BBK on there too. I believe you can. Not 100% sure. I thought it was the same motor. Anyways, we got 8 thumbs up so far. We've been running for 24 minutes and 21 seconds. The goal is to hit 45 minutes today, so we got plenty of time. Dirty Doctor 650. Oh, okay. 650 what? Did you get anything from the 9 gram sliders before the BBK? I just got a 2020 Zuma and looking for a little more speed and acceleration. So here's my take on it. If I See, now I can't, I gotta hold the phone in a different position because it's starting to hurt my hand. I think if I just did the 9-gram sliders, I would have got a higher top speed on there. Yeah, I really think if you just do sliders, I think you'll go faster. Now, without the BBK, I don't know how much faster. And I don't, is the 2020 the second gen, does it, or is it third gen? Second gen, it's the second gen, right? Second gen, does it look like the one that I have? And another interesting project, wait, he said, and looking for a little more speed and or acceleration. I think so, but if you're gonna dig and you don't want to take apart your motor like I did, I think what you need to do is go to the RC Scooter site and then message that guy to see if there's a CVT kit. Ask Casey. Casey's in here. He's an expert at this stuff. I got my BBK kit before he did, and he had his long installed and long miles on it before I even thought about putting it in my bike. But I think if you do CVT modifications, like if you do a variator, slider, someone said TST variator is worth every penny. So think about it. And that might be a good idea to do to get a little bit more speed out of it. Just like the Ruckus, right? The Ruckus is 49cc and it goes like 40, maybe. You put some effort and money into the CVT and you can get it to 45, maybe 55. If you do some other modifications, you get it a little faster. Dirty DR 650, look at my channel for like the intake mod that I did. That might help you out a little bit. It adds a little bit of cool sound to it. Mr. Betonator said, good time to be a bike rider. Chica's gas station near me is $3.99 for regular and about to break $4. As a matter of fact, I just put, because this is a Tiguan that has the STI motor in it, and I just put $30 in gas, and I just under half the tank. So like this tank would be $60 to fill up because I have to use freaking Supreme. If I had known the gas prices were going to go up before I bought this car, I'd have got my wife a Honda Civic instead. We're going to get the fastest. Casey said the TST kit will add some more top speed, about 3 to 5 miles per hour. That is something that I'm going to do. I was thinking about doing the final gear change on the Zuma, but decided that I wanted to do CVT work first before I did like take apart the gearbox in the back of the Zuma. Anthony White said, I'm enjoying your chatting. Hey, you know what? We're going to try to make this as regular as possible. Casey Lynn needs to be a moderator on my channel. So, Casey, can you say something to see if a red shows up next to your name? Because I don't have a moderator in here right now. And then we are going to promote Mr. Betonator to a channel moderator. There you go. Sometimes my moderators will take out like the crappy spam stuff that comes in here. So it's nice to have people that you trust. Mr. Betonator's been around forever. I think he was a channel member for a little while. Casey's still a channel member. With my build, I can hit 76. See, that's crazy. That's crazy fast. Is that 76 flats or 76 downhill? I know you live up in the mountains, so you probably have a lot more downhill. Oh, yeah, another thing, Casey, is there a way to remove the rev limiter or raise the rev limiter around above 95, 100? I looked around and I can't really find something. I saw some scooters, but When Jason Crawford, when I run my GY6 engines, 6.5 gram sliders, CDI 80cc big bore kit, and yet, a 19 millimeter carb. What kind of performance do you get out of that? Like, how fast can you get that? So when he says GY6, he's talking about the QMB, the 50cc. I've always been curious about how can you build those, or how hard would it be to build one of those? Actually, what time is it? My car says it's 1:48 a.m. and I'm pretty sure it's not 1:48 a.m. right now. Oh, well, my son did leave his water bottle in here. Yay! The only way to get rid of the rev limit is the beast mode controller from Rolling Range. But I thought you said you bought the beast mode when did you not like it, or are you using it now? I don't have any updates on that. Yeah. So how's everybody else doing? I know there's more people in here. Jason Crawford joins us. Anthony White joins us. I don't think I've seen Dirty Doctor 650, which I'm still curious as to what does he mean by 650, because I have a 650. I read yet the car I can pull about 55, and I'm 260, and I also got into my KP Mini and put a Mikumi carburetor and took a lot of good advice from you. So that's cool. And 55 with a 260-pound rider, that's pretty amazing, actually, on an 80cc. You must have did a lot of work on that. And then you have a KP. I remember that stock carb I had on the KP Mini. One of the screws came out for the float bowl, and gas went everywhere. And then, I asked around, and people were messaging me saying that the same thing happened. So I reported that back to LaFon, and I haven't really heard much about it. I think it was about four or five people that I talked to that happened to. And I'm glad that someone got advice or tips out of a video that I made, because really, that in the end, you know, be a YouTube personality or whatever. Really, my favorite part of this whole little adventure that I'm taking with YouTube is just like sharing stuff with people, sharing my experiences so people can learn from my mistakes and stuff like that, or maybe give a little tip out here and there. I have it installed, but I limit it at 9,500 RPM so I don't overstress the engine. That makes sense, because it's a beautiful motor. Like, compared to the GY6, that Yamaha motor is like amazingly awesome. Our cam is limited to 10.5K, I think. That makes sense, because the Ruckus is 10.25 on a stock before you get valve float. All right, we got double digit thumbs up. We are at 10 now. So that is a wonderful thing, because I don't know, because 10 is my favorite number. There's 10 people in here right now, so it's 1010. Which, by the way, if you look at my wrist, there's a tattoo. It's two X's. That stands for 1010, which is my birthday. Scroll up. I reject the carb. I believe it or not, a lot of it's in the carburetor for those GY6s. And to get better speed with no slip, use a Gates belt. I have a Gates belt in there right now. I can't remember what size though. 842 something, 842 or 838. I can't remember. But yeah, I totally agree with the belt thing. That makes a huge difference. As a matter of fact, in my GY6 and my Ruckus, I think my carburetor is what's causing my bike to feel like it's shaking because it's not tuned correctly, I suppose. I tried to make it too rich to see how it would run, but I'm too scared to turn that screw thing on the side of that nibby carb. Any news on coming to the small bore rally? It doesn't look like it now. Something is happening. I talked to my wife, and there was something that we had scheduled. I think her stepdad is taking everyone somewhere the following weekend, or no, the weekend of. I don't remember. More than likely not. I'm trying to put together a raffle prize that I can donate so that people can have something at the rally donated for me so that I could be a sharing and community type person. 35 minutes, everybody. We've been running 35. Also, another thing, Casey, do you have a wideband air fuel on your Zuma to help tune that power command? Not power commander. It's like a power commander, I suppose. The beast mode. What a weak name. Why did you have to use beast mode? It sounds so like gym rat to me. If I get that cup holder finish, you want me to send it back with Lee for you? Yeah, I'd put it on. As a matter of fact, maybe we can manufacture it, and then I can make another one, or I could just powder coat it and send it back to you. I, for some reason, have an infatuation with putting cup holders on my bikes. Now, I know on the CBR 650R, it's like impossible to put one on there somewhere. But on the Ruckus, on the Zuma, I've come up with different ways to put drinks on there, and yeah. Does it cost you any to have your kids in swimming? So the Klein for my kids' school swimming, it's considered a school club. So that doesn't cost me anything apart from, I had to buy them like a swim cap and stuff like that matches the school. For the neighborhood swim for the next 3 months, I think it was like $250 for both kids. And then for the competitive year-round swim for my oldest son, it cost me somewhere around $250 a month or something like that. Now, okay, before you start being all judgy, ooh, $250 a month, that's a lot of money. He's not playing Xbox or playing on his phone. He's actually outside doing something, and he completely enjoys it. I asked him every once in a while, does he want to skip practice? He looks tired today. No, he loves going to practice. Either that or he's very loyal and he wants to make sure that I get my money's worth or some. But whatever, I choose to believe that he completely enjoys it. And anything to get them off playing video games. Now, I have no opposition to playing video games because I played Counter-Strike and Lineage 2 and Star Wars The Old Republic and all sorts of other games and just dove my brain right into there and, and then just submersed myself in it. And, that's cool, whatever. But I just want them to have some physical activity outside. So now the requirement in my house is that they have to do some kind of sport in order to maintain their weekend and weekday video game limitations. Okay, cool. Really got me on that one. Casey, it should hold a 1,500 milliliter fuel bottle too. You know, what is, like, if you said a quart or 4 cups or a gallon, I can imagine that. But when you say milliliter, I don't know how that big is, but I'm assuming that milli is 100, so it's 1.5 liters. So it's a little, right? Am I wrong? Someone help me out here with my math and my conversion of metric for a milli. Cent. Well, whatever. Now you're going to test my brain power. Am I smarter than a sixth grader? A little advice about adjustments on the GY6 carb. Allows you to do with elevation. If you live in another state like California and I live in Missouri, the air quality would be a lot different. Yes, I am sea level in Houston and it is way humid outside, so I totally agree with that. Do you have any advice for treating a rusty tank? I'm trying to fix the fuel system. I let it set too long and the fuel hose melted and the tank rusted. Okay, so I think it's called pour 15. So fill the tank up, tape up all the holes, fill up the tank with vinegar, put some bolt or some nuts in there, and just go to town. Just like that. Or that rust, rust, rustolium, evaporust. Put evaporust in there and put a bunch of bolts in there and just bang it around. Let it sit there for maybe 24 hours, 48 hours, and then empty it out. And then, blow it out, dry it, and get it as much of the rust as you can out. And then get pour 15, POR 15. It's an epoxy of some sort. And then you pour it into the tank with all the holes taped off. And then you just roll the tank around a lot for a few minutes. And then you let it sit. And then once it dries, there's a fuel proof coating on the inside to make sure that, it doesn't, one, continue to rust, and then, of course, two, holds the fuel in. And then you'll know if there's any holes because the Porsche 15 will start coming out of the pinholes. I did that with a Zuma tank, the 50cc, which I never got around to finishing, which I'm about to try to pull out of the garage and see if it's worth finishing on there. Yeah, that's how I would refurbish a fuel tank on there. I haven't ran into any issues with a fuel tank recently, so I think I'll be okay. Is my son done with swim practice? No, they're still swimming. Okay, yeah, they're still swimming. Okay, so yeah, so the Vino, so it's a gravity fed tank. Is it a gravity fed tank or is there a fuel pump? I think it's a gravity fed tank. I don't think there's a fuel pump. I don't remember, but yeah, it's all the same. Even though, go to a local motor shop and get what they call dragon's blood. It will coat the tank, help clean it. For that, I had a lot of good with Chinese gas tanks. Yeah, I think it's the same principle, some type of stuff, epoxy, or I don't know, it goes on the inside. LOL, I wasn't judging. I was just wondering how much that sort of thing costs. To me, it's worth every penny because it gets them outside. When I was a kid and it was the 80s, like, there was nothing to do. Well, there was Nintendo, Atari, and then Nintendo. But still, we had bikes and we wandered around everywhere, and video games didn't take over the world yet. Corn Pap says 50 milliliter is 16 ounces, so it's like a 16-ounce bottle. So 3 of them is like 3 16-ounce bottles of soda. That's a lot. That's actually quite a bit. Steven said, thanks. No problem. No problem at all. All right, so we're going to start wrapping it up soon. We got 10 thumbs up. I don't think we got any super chats today, did we? Let me scroll up. I don't remember seeing any super chats. No super chats for today. That's fine. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Viewing it is good enough for me. What does this button do? Oh. Oh, there was a share button. I could have shared it on the page before. Well, I know next time. Anybody got anything for me? Any kind of questions? Future projects? Questions on projects I have now? Anything on the big bike? Anything on the small bike? Anything about the meetup that we're having in North Houston sometime in May? Or I don't know, what kind of toothpaste I like to use or something like that. A little more advice for everyone out there. Marvel. Oh, it's Marvel. Marvel Mystery Oil will keep your tank clean and fuel system clean. Olympia in Texas. Yes, there's going to be 2 different meets that I'm going to organize. I have 2 types of subscribers. I have the mini bike scooter people, which is my core group. That's really what the channel is about. We're going to have a meetup over somewhere in northwest Houston, kind of somewhere in my area, Spring, Tomball, Cypress-ish. I really haven't decided yet. And then meet, and then do a small ride to ride around together. They're still swimming. Ride around together, and then Godspeed, you get a keychain. I just need you to text me. Go to the Small Engine Velocity YouTube page, and on the right there's a little button that says About or Contact or something. It's the far right tab, and it will have the Small Engine Velocity cell phone number, and there you can text me on that with an address and let me know who you are so that I know to put you on the list. As a matter of fact, thank you for doing that, because I was trying to figure out how to get a hold of you. Yeah, and then there's going to be another ride, which is going to be the big bikes or the small bikes, whatever, but the limit's going to be 70, 75 miles per hour, and we're going to ride around through Houston, up through Sam Houston, stop off, eat somewhere, and then ride back somewhere, and then take off from there. So that's the plan. Do you have a sprocket? Do you have advice on a sprocket size for my? Yours is still stock. Wait, sorry. Honey Glazed Ham said something first. Please do deep dives into the 49, like bigger cam and valve strings. Okay, so Honey Glazed Ham. I don't know if you've watched the channel a lot, but I have a friend named Brad. Brad is he's getting his head machined, ported and polished and decked, and he's going to put, I think, titanium valves and a performance cam, and then we're going to put that on his Get, and then completely reassemble it all the way from the back from the beginning again. But right now, what I'm doing with the new series is I'm going to take I don't want to say dilapidated. Dilapidated, not dilapidated. What was it? What was the word that I used? Neglected. Yeah, neglected. And we're going to bring it back to life. Do you have any advice on sprocket size from my KP Mini is still stock? So what I did was, I think I did in the back, I did +1 or +2. That was a bad choice. I didn't like that. What I should have done was is it take a tooth from the front or add a tooth? 15 is stock. 14. I think I dropped it a tooth. I think down gives you more top end, less torque. I would have changed the front sprocket instead of the rear sprocket. If you go to my Facebook group called the Clone Society, I run that one. There's a ton of KP Mini people in there, and you can always ask, hey, what's a good front sprocket size for my KP Mini? And then you can get the right one, because there were a lot of people who bought many different front sprockets until they landed on one that actually worked. Because that's what it's like when you have a new bike and it's a China bike. Yeah, see, -1 is like 3. I heard that -1 in the front is like +2 in the back. I think you would have got better. I would have got better performance with that as far as top end. It depends on what you want. If you want more torque, then +1 in the front or minus some teeth in the back. If you want to do like wheelies or you need more torque to climb hills or something like that. So I think Godspeed just texted me. And that's open for everybody here who's in the channel. Thank you, everybody, for the 11 thumbs up so far. There's a phone number in the about section of the channel where you can text me. Don't call me on that number, although I will answer occasionally, but generally that number is used for texting and communication directly to people who have questions or are vendors or really anybody. I don't really care who messages me on there, because if you're acting like a jackass in there, then I won't reply to you. There are a lot of people out there who demand things from you. Like that one guy who was demanding I mail him overseas a battery box because he knows I have an extra one. I'm like, but why? Because you have one. Okay, that's great. All right, guys, I gotta head out. I see them out of the pool already. There's kids walking around with towels, and looks like a lot of them need to get some sunlight on them. Oh my God, you're reflective. Anyways, thanks for watching. Oh wait, do you feel that you could ever get too old to ride a scooter? No. My wife is 72 and she rides an Ice Bear Q6 trike 150cc like a pro. You are never too old to ride a bike. Now, if you can't balance it, then you use a trike. Then you could do that too. Slick James, I've been watching some of your videos on YouTube thinking about getting the X22 GT fully automatic street bike. Wait, I got to answer one more question. It's still sold out right now at Venom Motorsports. Is that one a good buy? It is good if you are going to buy a bike that you're going to just ride around every once in a while. If you're going to use it as a commuter bike, I don't recommend it. The balancing is off, and it's really hard. The weight distribution is off. It's like 75% back with hardly any weight in the front, even though it has dual disc in the front. I noticed that was the biggest problem I had with it, was with the weight distribution. And then the rear wheel isn't fully round. It's like that and then round. So there's an edge. So there's a limit to how far you can turn that bike. But it's pretty good. For that much money, I would just learn how to drive a standard bike and buy a used other bike, or get a KPR 200 or a KP 200 that's water cooled and fuel injected. It's just not automatic, and that's what everyone seems to want nowadays, is an automatic. Anyways, I gotta go. I can see the kids walking over here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see everybody on the next Monday Live.